Yo, what's going on, guys? Currently down a hefty like $10,000 today. Really grinds my gears. But look, that's a good lesson for today, man. You got to pay to play. And unfortunately, if I was up 10 grand, man, I wouldn't be having the same attitude. I'll tell you that. I'd have my shirt off with a Corona in my hand and some freaking coke. This is the first section of the trade path, and I'm so excited to do this. I know it's been a little bit delayed. I've just had so much stuff to do. You guys know I'm moving out next week, so I'm trying to just get out a lot of content right now. Obviously, hope you guys are doing good. This is gonna be, I think, the best stuff I've ever put out, and I wanted to make the first one just available to everybody just because it's such an important thing, man. And I always am trying to be the person that I didn't have when I first started trading. Now, it's also important that you have something like this inside of a mentorship, because the stuff that I'm gonna tell you, it's probably only gonna be applied to the people that are really taking it serious. When I tell this stuff to you, I want you to go and do it and act on it. Now, I preface this in the announcement I just made that I'm really looking to do this more on a psychological standpoint, meaning I'm not going to be telling you guys ins and outs of how I like to trade. I'm already doing that in a different section. I want this to be solely about psychology and the experience I have going forward that I wish I would have done a little bit differently to get to the point where you can say you're a full-time trader. The main things this is going to be about, majority of the time when I am making these videos, giving them out to you, it is going to be about trading on funded accounts, getting payouts, using the money from a payout correctly, and obviously taking advantage of as many funded accounts as you possibly can, group trading, all of this stuff, the psychology behind having to make money to trade, and once you are making money from trading, how to use it correctly. In these videos, I'm raising my voice. I'm not fucking around. I'm making sure, you know what? This is not monetized. Fuck. I'm not playing everything that I'm going to show you right now, tell you about right now. I'm giving this from my heart in the best way I can describe it to you. Every single thing that you need to have the psychological side of your trading journey on the expert level. And I need to talk about this too today because I got shafted today. I lost $10,000. I lost people in my Discord money. I lost everybody that traded me money. You know how that makes me feel? It sucks. But guess what? I have to fuck it off. I have to just forget about it and keep trading and keep doing exactly what I do every single day because I know I fucking can. But it sucks. It really does. It sucks balls. You ever suck balls? I did today. Number one, there is a myth of perfection when you're trading. There's no perfect strategy. There's no perfect trade. There's no perfect setup. When you try to chase perfection like that, you are only setting yourself up for failure. I don't like to call myself an expert, but I take losses too. Big ones. Stop waiting for the perfect trade, the perfect setup, the perfect strategy for you to actually try to convince yourself to start trading every single day. It's impossible. What you're doing right now is you're setting yourself up for failure, setting yourself up for a long-term fuck up. You're going to fail a lot. You're going to fail quick. You're going to fail slow. You're going to fail all these ways. You're going to fail in every single way possible. If you're scared to lose, then you cannot win. Emotions, the biggest fallback in trading. Fear and greed will kill you. Those are the two worst things to apply yourself when you are trading. If you do not have a take profit and a stop loss before you place the trade, you are never going to see success. If you do not know how many contracts you trade every single day, you do not have a chance. Everything you do before you take a trade needs to be complete. There needs to be no stone left unturned when that trade gets order filled. This is going to be the best video of your life because you are going to take action on it. Don't half-ass stuff. This is how you half-ass your results. Controlling your emotion is not about setting a certain thing up or doing something correctly or training your brain. It's about suppressing your feels and directing them in a right manner because emotion is important. You don't need to be some stoic guy to make money trading. You guys see me. Once my trade is over, I jump out of my chair, I scream, woo, let's go, money. But when I have emotion, I'm not touching my keyboard. I'm not doing anything else. I have my stop loss, I have my take profit set up, and I'm not going to do anything else. This is something that actually I really wish I could watch this video myself actually later tonight and make sure I do tomorrow, is building up resilience. Resilience is just a word for, I guess, going against the grain, man. Every time someone pushes you down, getting right back up, being able to withstand a storm. It's not about just getting up every time you take a loss, not just like going to buy another funded account or not changing anything. It's about getting up from a loss and actually taking action, like I've been saying all day, actually going forward with a better plan than you had before. So you're actually falling and rising to a newer high after a loss. This is something that I struggle with, and everybody does, because it's so hard to bear these losses, especially on big days or continuous days in a row. Anybody that tells you with any cred trading that every time that you'll talk to someone about losses, they'll say, try to find a way to learn from it. You're not a victim or someone that I should be sad for that when you lose money trading. Every time you click that little button, you are battling against the market, something that wants to take everything that you love and burn it and eat it and piss on it. Being able to actually learn from losing and applying new things, being able to backtest, being able to look at new strategies, being able to identify what I did wrong to not do it again is how you actually build tuition in the market. Going on to my next topic, and I like how we're doing this, man. I'm just doing a quick little haiku for each of my favorite categories. And then, down the line, these other videos in the mentorship will be actual applications and actual longer, more in-depth versions of all these. Now I want to talk about your process and not your outcome. Imagine how good you would be if there was no money involved. That's why I hear this a lot, man. People will paper trade and they'll make a bunch of money, bro. But then when they actually apply the actual money side of trading, that's when they get in their head. That's when they let all the shit get fucked up and then their outcome gets messed up. Focus on your plan. Focus on your plan. Focus on your plan. Do not focus on the money you make from a trade. Do not screenshot your shit. Do not look at your P&L. Do not do all that stupid shit. People who trade with a process, people who come up with a process, have an actual idea of what they want to look for and not look for every single day, take better trades, have better outcomes. And people that trade off of outcomes are people that just look for the money. They look for the bigger, they look to pass the funded account in a day. They look to get the payout right away. They look to do all this stupid shit. Having a process is having an in-depth strategy. It can be literally anything, but just making sure that you are checking your boxes. You are taking a good setup. You have everything pre-planned. That is called a process. Big picture. Having a certain idea of how much you want to make per day, having a certain idea of how much time you want to trade every single day, having a certain idea of how much you want to trade contract size every day is all part of having a process. Having an outcome is chasing the profit, chasing the gains, chasing the huge trade, chasing the payout, chasing all the. Where do those people end up? They get burnt out. Stop having these sexy dreams about Porsche GT3 RSs and Urises and Audi R8s, bro, and SVJs, bro, and just actually apply trading correctly. And it's crazy because they follow you. Start obsessing about being precise and having a strategy. That's the best thing about this is there's no fucking right way to do this. There's no correct way to trade. There's no way. There's no other outcome that is better than one other one. Nobody knows what the market's going to do next. It's all about having the intuition to actually apply a certain process to give yourself the best odds. It doesn't fucking matter what it is. You can do whatever you want. As long as you have a process, the confidence, the psychology, and the outcome is all going to follow you. The power of being consistent is, that's what it was all about. Once again, people that actually claim themselves to be really good at trading, have the credibility, have the cars, they all have systems. They do not have just an outcome. Not gut feelings, not any sort of, 3.15 radius of the sun. Trading is not something you can just put half of, like kind of a part-time approach to. You have to do this full-time. You have to commit your freaking life to this. Doesn't mean you can't have a job or anything else, but you need to be studying as much as you can, taking the time to back test, to learn, to get comfortable as often as you possibly can, because you cannot be half in with this. You cannot just be half in the door, half out the door. It'll take everything from you. Another thing that I really am kind of struggling with right now is detaching yourself from the outcome. So we talked about having a process versus having an outcome. But again, the process inherently will get followed by the outcome, and sometimes that's going to be losses, and it's going to be big losses like today. Do not take wins or losses. That's the problem, is because I'll take the wins just with nothing, then I'll take the losses personally. You cannot take any of that either way. I guess the best analogy would literally be like trying to be like a machine. You want to be as systematic as possible, just because it'll help all aspects of your game, man. But specifically, the emotional side, the outcome, post trade clarity, it'll get you, man. This is something that also has helped me out a lot, and it is actually just visualization, kind of conditioning yourself mentally to feel more confident going forward. Like picturing and visualizing trades, not just for the success of them, but also for the loss. Being able to train your mind for each scenario and how you're going to react after the outcome is formed. Before you take the trade, again, picture the loss, feel the loss, feel how much you are going to lose. If you have a calculator, again, if you pre-plan everything correctly, you can know exactly how much you're going to win and lose every single trade you take. Picture it, okay? Now, are you comfortable with that? The more you prepare for something like that, the less you will panic afterwards. Surround yourself with good traders. Not even just good traders, because most of them are assholes, man, but just good people. We're all in this together. The favorite thing about this, the most amazing thing about my mentorship, number one, I don't have friends, so you guys are all my friends. Pretty much all I got, to be honest. You guys are people. You guys are cool people. I love being around you guys. I haven't had a single problem with anybody inside of it, because guess what? We all have the same exact goal. We all have the same exact everything in mind. And guess what? This is a very small percentage of things where we can all achieve that and not affect each other. There's no saturation in trading. That's why something like drop shipping doesn't really work anymore, because it's been so oversaturated. Everyone's been trying to do it. But if we all try to trade at the same time, it doesn't matter, because there's so much volume in the market that pretty much is insaturable for our side unless we have billions of dollars. But we all can be in this together. We can hold ourselves accountable. We can push each other higher. We can do all of this together. That's why it's so important for me just to, I own the mentorship, but I learn from people that are in the mentorship. You know, I took a loss today and I was telling everybody else kind of sorry. I felt bad. I felt like shit. And people were holding me up, man, and I loved it. It felt way more confirming and way more comfortable for me to move forward with the fact that, hey, I know these guys are with me. They're on my back. They saw the same stuff I did. They still feel confident. Everything about it is correct, man. And it's just so nice to feel that. And trading, especially, with something that's so personal and it's so heavy on your heart. Being in a group of people and being around people that have the same goal as you and a mentorship like that, man, it's so amazing, bro. I love my Discord. I don't want to end this on a bad note or anything, but we have to address the brutality of all this. It's horrible. You guys have seen the videos and the stuff. It's like 99% of day traders like don't make money or they're unprofitable. I think that is not true. I think there's a pretty big percentage of people that do make money trading. It's all, again, it comes down to the consistency of it. I would say about 80% of people I would say more than that, over 100, over 100. I would say 90% of people that I've ever seen trade or talked to trading, whether it's in my mentorship, have made money on a trade before, have closed a trade for profit. That was the number one thing for me that kept me going. Again, I said this a bunch of times. When I made money on that trade, bro, I never was able to switch to anything else, man. I never could just go and just change my life up. Think, oh, I want to do something else. It's so crazy that you can do this. And the fact that everybody has probably seen a green trade before, I would hope so. That'd be wild. But those are the moments you refer back to, man. How you felt, how you got there, and what you can do in the future. But yes, I mean, it is probably in a probably very small percentage of traders. I'd say probably 10% of traders are consistently profitable. And it's not because the market is just rigged or the game's against you. Funded accounts and using futures are literally the probably safest you can get from a day trading standpoint. It's because people do not spend the time to it's because people don't spend the time to get disciplined, and they are not ready for it. I've always said this too. You go to college for 8 years to be a doctor. You go to college for 8 years to be a lawyer. You go to college to do anything. It takes you 4 years. It takes you another 12 to make money from it because you were already in debt so much. And people want to make millions of dollars trading in a year. I don't get it. Take the time to learn. Take the time to apply yourself. Put yourself in a mentorship. Learn from it. Get better. And as the years go by, you will start to see the cash flow in. Just like every other job, man. I don't get it, bro. People hold trading to such a high standard, bro. And then they'll go be a fucking teacher and make $12 an hour and say I'm the fucking bad guy. Like, teachers need to be paid more. Now, okay, well, look, okay, we're going to flip this. I know I just said some really mean stuff. Not mean stuff, but really realistic things that aren't, as oh, beautiful outlook, I'm going to do great in the future. Let's talk about what's going to happen once you actually see success trading. You're going to see a lot of cash. You're going to be able to basically work from anywhere with a Wi-Fi connection for about an hour a day with basically no restraints at all in your entire life, all the free time in the world, everything you could probably ever dream of. In a very short amount of time, doing pretty much whatever you want. This is by far the best job on the planet to have. There's no second at all. It's very tough, don't get me wrong, but once you actually get to this point, man, it is the best job on the planet. There's no other correct answer. Now look, the road to get there, it is definitely a test for sure. And guess what? God gives his toughest battles to his toughest warriors, man. It is a tough battle, but guess what? At the end of the tunnel, it is the best reward on the earth, basically. Every single one of you can do it. Every single one of you guys. Are you going to take the time to learn, get mentored, back test, educate yourselves, do as much as you can, get angry? If you're willing to do that, I promise you can get there. I'm just so thankful that I have the opportunity to give you any sort of this information. I really have not been the one to like pray a lot, man, but I'm just going to say a quick prayer and then we're going to wrap it up. Dear Lord, I know at some points this video might have gone a little bit too satire, and I apologize for that, and I apologize for cursing so much. But Lord, I pray that every single day, everybody around me gives themselves the best opportunity. Everybody around me stays safe, stays passionate towards what they want to do, achieve their goals, and get further every single opportunity they get. I pray that everybody watching this video, whether I know them personally or not, sees everything that they want to get. We understand it's going to be a very tough battle, but I know that every single person can do that with your help. This journey is going to be extremely hard, even for myself now. Still going forward, it is hard, but with your prayer and staying connected to you every single day, we can push ourselves forward, hold ourselves accountable, and stay disciplined enough to not have to worry about that. Episode 2 will be in the mentorship. Feel free to join. Love you, gang.